Picture this. You walk into McDonald's expecting nothing more than your usual order. Maybe some fries and a shake with your boyfriend of 2 years. The same guy who promised you forever just last month. The same guy who's been acting weird lately, checking his phone constantly, making excuses about working late. You brush off that nagging feeling in your gut because love makes you ignore red flags, doesn't it? But sometimes the universe has other plans. Sometimes it forces you to see what you've been desperately trying to ignore. What started as a simple craving for fast food turned into the moment that would expose the biggest lie of her life, and what she did with her phone in those next few minutes. It didn't just destroy his reputation, it changed everything. The footage she captured became the talk of the entire town, and honestly, he never saw it coming. Sarah had been dating Mike for 2 years. College sweethearts, they'd met during freshman orientation and everyone said they were perfect together. He was the charming guy who remembered her coffee order, surprised her with little gifts, and talked about their future like it was already written in stone. She believed every word. That Tuesday evening, she decided to surprise him at work with his favorite McDonald's meal, Big Mac, large fries, and a Coke. Simple gesture, right? She'd done it countless times before. Mike worked at the auto shop just 2 blocks from the McDonald's on 5th Street, so she figured she'd grab the food and walk over. Nothing unusual about that. The place was buzzing with the usual crowd. Families, teenagers, workers grabbing quick dinners. Sarah placed her order and found a table near the window while waiting. That's when she saw him. Mike, her Mike. Her Mike, but he wasn't alone, and he definitely wasn't at work like he'd told her he would be. Before I tell you what happened next, drop a comment and let me know where you're watching this from. I love connecting with viewers from all over the world. But seriously, what she witnessed next will make your jaw drop. At first, Sarah couldn't process what she was seeing. There was Mike, sitting in a corner booth she hadn't noticed before, leaning across the table toward a blonde woman she'd never seen in her life. Her brain tried to rationalize it. Maybe it was a coworker, maybe they were just talking business. But then she saw his hand reach across to touch the woman's face, the same gentle touch he used to give her. Sarah's heart started racing. She grabbed her phone instinctively, not even sure why, just knowing she needed proof of whatever this was. The woman was laughing at something Mike said, throwing her head back in a way that seemed way too intimate for a casual conversation. Sarah crouched down slightly, using other customers as cover while she tried to get a better angle. Her hands were shaking as she started recording. Through her phone screen, she watched her boyfriend of 2 years, the man she'd introduced to her parents, the man she'd been planning to move in with next month, lean in closer to this stranger. Sarah held her breath, praying she was wrong, praying this was some horrible misunderstanding. But then it happened, and there was no denying what came next. Mike kissed her. Not a friendly peck, not an accidental brush of lips, a full, passionate kiss that lasted way too long and meant way too much. Sarah nearly dropped her phone. The woman's hands were in his hair, and he was holding her face like she was precious to him, like she was his girlfriend. Sarah's entire world tilted on its axis in that moment. 2 years of memories flashed through her mind, every I love you, every promise, every plan they'd made together. All lies. But here's where Sarah surprised everyone, including herself. Instead of storming over there screaming and crying like most people would, she kept recording. Something inside her shifted from heartbreak to calculated determination. She zoomed in, making sure to get clear shots of both their faces. She filmed them holding hands across the table, whispering to each other, completely oblivious to the world around them. For 15 minutes, Sarah documented every intimate moment between her boyfriend and his secret lover. She captured them, feeding each other fries, sharing a milkshake with 2 straws, acting like teenagers in love, the same way Mike used to act with her. But Sarah wasn't done gathering evidence. What she discovered next would make this betrayal even worse. Sarah was about to leave, footage secured, when she overheard something that made her blood run cold. The blonde woman was talking about weekend plans, mentioning how excited she was about finally meeting his parents next Sunday. Sarah's parents. Mike was taking this woman to meet Sarah's own parents, passing her off as his girlfriend. The betrayal went deeper than just cheating. He was literally trying to replace her entirely. That's when Sarah's devastation transformed into something much more powerful: strategic revenge. She quickly opened her social media apps and uploaded the video to her Instagram story, tagging Mike and adding the caption, "So this is why you've been working late every Tuesday." But she didn't stop there. She posted it to her TikTok account, which had a decent following from college. Then Facebook, Twitter, and even LinkedIn, because why not let his professional network see what kind of person he really was? Within minutes, her phone started buzzing with notifications. Friends were commenting, sharing, expressing their shock and support. But the real shock came when Sarah's best friend Jessica commented, "Oh my God, Sarah, that's my coworker Amanda from the bank. She's been bragging about her new boyfriend Mike for weeks, showing us pictures. She has no idea he was dating you." Sarah's hands were trembling with adrenaline as she typed back, "Get me her number. Now." 20 minutes later, Sarah was sitting at that same McDonald's table, watching Mike and Amanda share dessert, when Amanda's phone rang. Sarah had texted Amanda from an unknown number, "The guy you're with has a girlfriend of 2 years. Check Instagram at SarahMiller22 for right now." From across the restaurant, Sarah watched Amanda's face change as she scrolled through Sarah's story. The color drained from Amanda's cheeks as she realized she was the other woman, except she thought Mike was single too. Amanda showed Mike the phone, and Sarah watched his expression shift from confusion to absolute panic as he recognized his own face on the screen. The video was already being shared by Sarah's friends, and Mike's phone started lighting up with notifications. Amanda stood up abruptly, her voice carrying across the restaurant. "You told me you were single. You said you'd never had a serious relationship." Other customers started looking over as Amanda's voice got louder. 2 years. She says you've been together for 2 years. Mike tried to grab Amanda's hand, but she jerked away, practically shouting, "Now. And you were planning to take me to meet someone else's parents." By this point, half the restaurant was staring at their table. Sarah felt a mixture of satisfaction and vindication, watching Mike's lies unravel in real time. In the exact same place where he thought he was getting away with his deception. But the best part, Amanda wasn't finished with him either. Amanda grabbed Mike's drink and poured it over his head right there in McDonald's, storming out while the entire restaurant erupted in whispers and some scattered applause. Mike sat there, dripping, his phone buzzing nonstop as the video spread through their mutual friends. Sarah calmly walked past his table, making eye contact for the first time that evening. "Working late again tonight?" she asked sweetly, then left him sitting there in his humiliation. Sometimes the best revenge isn't screaming or crying, it's simply showing the world who someone really is. The truth has a way of speaking louder than any argument ever could. Here's what I learned from Sarah's story. Trust your instincts, document everything, and never let anyone make you feel crazy for questioning what doesn't feel right. Sarah turned her worst moment into her most empowering one by refusing to be a victim. If you're dealing with a cheating partner, remember that you deserve someone who chooses you every single day, not someone who treats you like an option. What would you have done in Sarah's situation? Confront them immediately or gather evidence? First, drop your thoughts below because your story might help someone else going through the same thing. Remember, your worth isn't determined by someone else's inability to see it.